Senator Downe.
Senators, in these difficult days in the chamber, I rise to advise you of some good news regarding one of our colleagues. Earlier this week, the President of Armenia awarded Senator Leo Hosakis with the Order of Friendship for his contribution to the development of closer ties between Armenia and Canada and his dedication to pursuing universal human values. The Order of Friendship of Armenia is awarded for significant services in promoting mutual understanding in the political, scientific, and educational, cultural, and religious fields. Prior to the presentation ceremony, the President spent up to an hour discussing with Senator Hosakis Canada and Armenia relations, the political situation in the region, and the appreciation Armenians feel towards Canada for our establishment of the first Canadian embassy in Armenia 4 or 5 weeks ago. After meeting with the President, we were advised that the Prime Minister of Armenia also wanted to meet with Senator Hosakis and the rest of the Canadian delegation to the OSCE meeting. The Prime Minister emphasized Canada's support for democratic institutions in that country and the decision of the Canadian government to participate in the European Union civil mission in Armenia. Speaking of our diplomatic relations, and I know the Senate pages will be particularly interested in this, it turns out that Canada's first ambassador to Armenia is a former Senate page. So we may have some future ambassadors among us today. Prior to his appointment, Ambassador Andrew Turner was in the Senate during the debate over the recognition of the Armenian genocide, a decision that was controversial at the time when Canada was one of the first countries to acknowledge the genocide. And now, Mr. Turner is our ambassador to Armenia, so he certainly knows the history of that country. Colleagues, throughout his involvement in international issues, Senator Hosakis has consistently advocated for a democratic Armenia in a part of the world where there are few democracies, and his ongoing work with Armenian Canadians has been key to help push the Government of Canada to establish an embassy there. His service to Canada and to international relations was well recognized with this award. It was an honor to him personally, and I might say it was the first time I ever saw him speechless. He had few words. He was so moved, and a very nice ceremony. And it was an honor to the Canadian Senate as an example of the impact individual senators can have on public policy. Thank you, colleagues.